Alright guys, hey, welcome back. I'm Jason Heine. This is the emulator review. Here is part 2 of my arcade game overview here. I'm going to start right off with Mortal Kombat 2. This game is one of my favorite fighting games in the Mortal Kombat. Well, what the hell. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Mortal Kombat 2 is my favorite out of the entire series of Mortal Kombat games. And I was really happy to see that they released the Mortal Kombat collection on Steam and on Xbox Live, where they have all the Mortal Kombats there, the originals in their original arcade form and online multiplayer. That's really cool. So, ooh, look at that! Oh, this is beautiful. So yeah, Mortal Kombat 2 released in 1993, midway here. I'm gonna go over and just talk about what I have done to the arcade game here, and some of the stuff that I've done to it. So like I said in my original video, I wanted my arcade games to be I really want them to be mint, just almost in perfect shape, but also 100% playable. So what I did is I picked up this Mortal Kombat arcade cabinet in Colorado in 2009, and it was in pretty foul shape. The bracing was all messed up in the bottom and in the control panel. It was really loose. When you would tip it back and forth, it would be really rickety. So I knew I had some work on my hands, but I was really looking forward to getting into it. The rest of it was really good shape. Side arts all intact and really good shape. I was surprised. It was a working machine, and what I mean by working, like it was out making money for a good portion of its life. And you definitely could tell an arcade that was working and an arcade that had been a personal use. So, but what I did first thing is I went and I tried to hunt down parts and pieces. So I found new old stock. I found a new old stock marquee. I found a guy back east that was selling all sorts of parts for these Midway games. I don't know, he had a warehouse or something, but he had all sorts of parts, and I got some for the other games too. But I got a brand new marquee, because the original one was all yellowed, cracked, messed up. The fluorescent lights, they do that. They generate a lot of heat, so they crack and deteriorate over time. So what I did is I got this marquee. It's brand new, and what I did is I put an LED strip bar back there behind there. So I wired that up. It generates no heat. It's a white light. It's much brighter, I think, and it looks better. It makes the colors pop more, and I just like it, and it won't ever deteriorate the coloring there. So it's really nice. So I did that, and then I went ahead and got all new T-molding. I had this in here because I'm going to pull up the control panel if I can get my finger under there. I got all new red T-molding. That's how it was shipped, with red T-molding. And I replaced all that. From the same gentleman I got the marquee from, he sold me a new old stock control panel overlay decal. And he also had the matching plexiglass. So I got a brand new plexiglass and decal. So I put that on. That's really nice. And I finished it off by putting stainless steel screws in all the holes here, as opposed to the ugly black ones. I just think that really makes a nice clean look all the way around. From Hap, I got an official Hap 8-way joystick. They're nice and tight, and I also got matching buttons with the same colors that was shipped: red for punch, white for block, blue for kicks. Both matching left and right side, player 1, player 2. As we come up underneath, there we go. As we come up underneath here and check out the back side, you can see that I have them all labeled from when I was switching them out. But I do have, that's all the Hap controls here. These are all original, the plastic washers. And I did replace all of the switches with cherry switches. See there? So I did all brand new cherry switches all the way around, brand new 8-way joystick, and of course all new buttons. The buttons were okay on it, but I mean, some were worn, some weren't, some were kind of mixed matched, and I just wanted fresh ones all the way around. So, and with this one in particular, I had to really do some work on the bracing. And where's my flashlight? I brought a flashlight on to just kind of show. My good friend wood glue was a big part of this in helping this, but I had to make new brackets here and also over here. It was completely loose. The monitor itself, the monitor bracket inside was pretty loose, and all around it was just a loose cabinet. I went through even on the back side, and you can't see it, but I'll show it later on. I had to remount all of the brackets for the wheels, and also for a lot of the power supply was loose. There's all sorts of stuff going on. It was definitely a machine that was in an arcade. I mean, it was just beat up, and I was really happy to kind of bring it back to life. I mean, you know, little things like the wood here was all messed up and chipped. You know, I got a Sharpie and some black paint and went through and just kind of colored it in. Yeah, it's not perfect, but I'm not going to remake a whole side panel when the side art was just fine on it. Same thing with here. You know, I did some touch-up work a little bit. You know, there's a little scuff there. There's a little scuff there. I did have a little mark right there. You can see I just touched it up. In the light you can see it, but when I pull away you really can't. So little things like that, not enough to replace the whole side art. I mean, come on. So I just did that. But other than that, the big thing that I really did that, let me just lower this here. The main thing here that I needed to replace was the speaker system and audio system. It was destroyed. This game is known for, check it out, hey, as I start talking about it. The DCS sound system was, you know, groundbreaking. And they even went on to other games. They used it in Killer Instinct, they used it Killer Instinct 2, they used it on all sorts of games, even pinball games used them. But this cabinet was known for just being so loud in the arcades. And when I got this, the speakers were completely, they're just deteriorated, they're gone, they're shredded, it sounded horrible. So what I had to do was I wanted to rebuild it. So what I did is I went through and I remade some speaker mounts here. It's on the other side. You can't really see it, but I have some brackets there. And what I did, let me get the camera under here so you can see. I made a wood speaker bracket, and then I went and I purchased some speakers from a retailer that I won't name. But what it was I matched up the same ohms, the same resistance as the speakers that came with it, and now I have speakers that are able to handle 50 watts a side, and they're two-way. So there's your 5-inch, and then here is your 1-inch silk dome tweeter. So both sides we have basically a dual two-way. We got a 4-way system up here, and I'm telling you, it sounds so much better and sounds amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and hit start and just turn it up a little bit. And you're not gonna be able to tell from the camera. You know, the camera's only good as the microphone that's on it here. But, you know. It just sounds so good.
Round 1, fight. Round 2, fight.
That's what I'm talking about. So that right there, my friends, is my dedicated Mortal Kombat 2. If we look at the bottom here, and lastly, I have the original coin drop here for it. And I have the original Mortal Kombat 2 kit. Well, this is a kit manual, and what it is, this was sold to people who wanted to convert something into Mortal Kombat 2, but it has so much in it between schematics, wiring, everything, so which is really, really nice. If I ever need any help in the future with repairs or anything like that, it's going to be able to give me all the information, which is really nice. I'm really happy to have that. If we look down and show that it was in an arcade that was working, 53,315. What is that? 13,000 some odd quarters or dollars, I mean. So this arcade was definitely working in an arcade. It took quite a few quarters, but at this point you really couldn't tell. Everything on it's brand new, looking sharp, looking good. It's fully functional, playable, and I'm so happy to have it. Mortal Kombat 2, my favorite Mortal Kombat. This is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Stay tuned for other videos. I'm going to do Killer Instinct 2, Tetris, and Virtua Racer in the series after this. And I have some really cool stuff for Killer Instinct. There's some speaker mods I have there, as well as there's my control for it. There's some cool stuff inside that one too. They all have a little Jason Heine flair. So thanks for watching, you guys. Hey, game on.